That neighbor don't seem to like you. Find one that don't have a lockjaw and tell them we shall reap. Give me E flat, brother. Let me try my wings. And so, thank y'all for letting me come. And so, the text says that be not weary in well-doing. Yes, Lord. Yes, that is the promise. And it says, for in due season we shall reap. Yeah, that's the promise. And the other was the proclamation. And some of y'all should have shouted while we were on the proclamation. And some of y'all should have shouted while we were on the promise. Because now you've lost your opportunity to shout because the field is getting ready to narrow right here. Tap your neighbor and tell your neighbor, neighbor, oh, neighbor, we getting ready to lose some people on the third point, because not only does the text talk about yes, a proclamation, not only does it talk about a promise, but the last thing that I see in the text is a premise. Tap your neighbor and tell your neighbor there is a premise to the promise. In other words, there is a prerequisite to the promise and the manifestation thereof. Yes, the text says we shall reap, but then it follows up that statement by giving the premise, and the premise is if we faint not, lean over, shake your neighbor's hand, tell your neighbor, neighbor, the only way you're going to reap is that if you hang on in there. Y'all ain't happy. Find one more neighbor. Tell your neighbor, hey, neighbor, y'all ain't happy. Oh, neighbor, where you gonna reap is that you hang in there. In other words, you got to ride it out. I know it gets hard. I know it gets rough, but don't faint. Don't pass out. Go find somebody and tell your neighbor, don't pass out. Don't pass out, because if you hold on, he will. Yeah, he will keep you. He will hold you. He will wrap you in his arms. Go find one more person. Tell him. Tell them I'm going to hold on. Y'all ain't happy. I wish I could have some old country church in here. Go find somebody, shake their hand like you're going to shake it off. Tell them, hold on. I wish I had some hymn quotas in here that can shake somebody's hand and tell them time is filled with swift transitions. None on earth can move and stand. Build your hopes on things eternal. Hold on. God's unchanging hand. I feel my Pentecostal side. And I wish I had somebody in the room that could slap your neighbor with a high five and tell your neighbor, I'm gonna hold on. Why are you gonna hold on? Weeping may endure for night, but joy, y'all ain't happy. Joy, coming in the morning. If anybody, that no joy is coming in the morning, and I wish I had one more person that can switch aisles. I wish I had somebody in this section that could find somebody in that section, somebody in the front, find somebody in the back, and tell your neighbor, if you hold on, he will take care of you. If you hold on, he will take care of you. I got to get out of here, but I got a little story. You probably already heard it, but I'll tell it to you anyhow. I know Pastor Cabness tells all kind of good stories, but here's the story that I heard. Thought you might like it. It was said that there was a preacher who preached a revival all week long, 5 nights. Yes, Lord. On the 5th night, it was time to bring down the tent and go home. His wife was with him. His young daughter was with him. And this night, she had just gotten a driver's license. And a young daughter was getting ready to get in the car. The pastor said, you drive. She got in the car behind the steering wheel. It started raining. And then she said, well, Daddy, should I pull over? He said, no, keep going. Y'all ain't happy. He said, should I pull over? He said, no, keep going. It started raining a little harder. He said, Daddy, should I pull over? He said, no, keep going. And then it went into a hard rain, so much so that tractor trailer trucks started pulling over. She said, Daddy, should I pull over? He said, no, keep going. She kept riding. Sooner or later, she ran out of the rain into a bright sunshine. When she got in the sunshine, he said, pull over. She said, wait a minute, you mean keep going, don't you? He said, no, pull over. When she pulled over, he said, get out the car. When she got out of the car, he said, come here, let me show you something. He said, look back down the road. What do you see? She said, I don't understand. He said, what do you see? She said, I don't know. He said, I'll tell you what you see. All of those trucks and all of those cars that pulled over is still stuck in the rain. If they had just kept going, they would have rolled out of it. And that's all I came to tell somebody. Keep going. Tap your neighbor. Tell your neighbor. Keep going. Y'all ain't happy. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. I've seen